Welcome back, my turtles, to another art video with Foxfit Crafts. So for this video, I am going to be creating a little piece of art featuring some Kiki Delivery Service. Now, I really like Kiki's Delivery Service. It's probably my second or third favorite Ghibli, however anybody pronounces it, movie that's out there. So, I've done Princess Mononoke pieces before. I realized I had not done any Kiki's Delivery Service pieces. So, now I had it in my mind that I was going to sketch this piece out and then try to transfer it into a little round frame, and I ended up going a little bit too big with it. So instead I figured, you know what, we'll just ink the raw sketch. So, and it actually ends up turning out way better than I thought it was going to, because I thought it was just going to be the super rough sketch and then transfer that rough sketch onto different paper and put it into a little round frame. And the piece that I cut out was the size of the entire frame, not the image that would be visible from the glass in the frame. And so it would have cut off quite a bit of the edge of everything, and it just wouldn't have looked right. I'm really bad at trying to like resize things or shrink things down, and so I figured, you know what, screw it, we'll just leave it as is. I'll ink the original sketch and find a bigger frame to put it in. I definitely try to keep an eye out whenever I go to thrift stores. I haven't been to a yard sale in like 2 or 3 years because of the pandemic, but whenever I was going to them, I would always try to look at the frames. Picture frames could be expensive. The pricing is ridiculous. And so on top of that, it's just, buying more things. And so when I'm out at thrift stores or yard sales, I check the picture frames for artwork. So any of my artwork that you've purchased that come in frames, unless it's a particular size or if somebody commissions a particular frame, then it's going to be a frame that I found at a thrift shop or at a yard sale, to try to keep those items out of the landfill, give them a second chance. This piece of paper was actually a scrap piece of paper, I want to say from an invoice at work. Had this invoice come up, the paper had a cool texture to it. It's kind of a slick texture. I don't know, it felt different than just normal printer paper. And so the invoice was only up at the top half of the paper, and so I cut it off and saved this piece, which I tend to do that a lot as well. I'll write on the backs of stuff. I actually have like a notebook that is made of used envelopes that come in, and so they're always sending bank statements and purchase orders and everything else, and so I save all of those envelopes and I binder clip them together, and I use that as a notebook. So it's not pretty, but it's definitely a recycling, reduce, reuse kind of thing. Gives that item another use before it's going to be disposed of, or in my case, a lot of times I grind them up and turn them into other paper. I did fight with Gigi. I wasn't sure if I wanted Gigi's eyes open, Gigi's eyes closed, and I kind of bounced back and forth and eventually decided closed was the better way to go. pulled out more colored pencils. I've been on this kick about using colored pencils. I tried it out on my Fox art trading cards and liked how it turned out, and I wanted to try it on this. It wasn't quite the best for this piece. Like I said, the paper was really slick, and so it didn't have the teeth to the paper to kind of hold that colored pencil to it. I think that's the right word. Vellum, I'm not sure. I never took an art class. I really wish I had. But even though I didn't have the texture to the paper, I still managed to make it look really nice. I then decided I was going to try to keep that oval shape that I was trying, and in Kiki's Delivery Service you had the bakery with all of the delicious looking bread, and so I decided to try to incorporate that braided bread look. I'm terrible at drawing braids, so this was a huge challenge for me. In hindsight, I should have looked up some kind of tutorial or something, or references on how to draw braids. The tape on my marker lets me know that this marker is dying, don't use it, its ink is almost empty, and yet that's the color I went with. So I definitely need to purchase some ink refills for some of my markers, because while using this one, this marker started dying as well. And there is the final piece. I absolutely love how it turned out. I'm gonna look into making this into some stickers and prints. I know that there are other people that enjoy Kiki's Delivery Service, and I would love to be able to share this with them as well. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you're staying safe, and I'll see you next time.